This is the FFR Trading Market Minute, and again, this is the daily candlestick chart of the S&P 500, or the SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500. And we finally did come down and fully fill this open gap back here. That was that last target to the downside there. I did mention that we had a kind of head and shoulders pattern that was forming. That target would be down here. It is a measured move from the top of the head. But what we've been getting since now, as the price came down and we started making lower lows here, I noticed the RSI, right, was starting to make a higher low, right? And that was after the gap was filled back here. There's about an 80% probability once the gap fills, the market will move or come down, fill the gap and move back away, which is what we got here. Again, this moving average has been kind of holding as the resistance. You got a little trend line that I drew here. And you can see since basically December 6th, we've been making a series of lower highs in price, but we've also been making lower lows. That is one of the definitions of a downtrend. But what we see, you can see where we'll see what happens here as price, is attempting maybe to reach the higher end of the trend line here. If we go to the VIX, now you can see the position the VIX is in. It's been making a series of higher lows here. Now it's potentially, we opened below its trend line here. So if this does start to break down, what does that mean? Well, the VIX is predominantly inversely correlated with the S&P. So if the VIX starts to break down, then we should see our S&P start to break out. And that would be to the upside. Now, if we do get a break to the upside here, right? If we do, end up breaking up to the upside here, my guess is this RSI is going to start getting into the overbought territory. Similar to like it did back here, and that kind of signaled the peak before we started to get a decline there. So I would expect that it peak out and then maybe come back down and retest this, and then we'll kind of see what's what. Does it fall back inside the range, all right? Or, is it able to hold and make another leg up and retest the highs? If not, obviously, if we continue to make a series of lower highs here and lower lows, eventually we may see this target down here. So I would definitely be cautious in here, seeing a lot of uncertainty in the market as the economic data continues to roll out, as we hear more from the Fed, what their plan is. I think the market will continue to kind of be a bit confused until it gets some more clarity here. Economic data set for release next week. Thursday, we'll kick it off with initial jobless claims. Friday, we've got global composite PMI, global services PMI, existing home sales change, Michigan consumer sentiment. All right, hope that helps. Have a great rest of your trading week. We'll see you back next week in the FFR Trading Market Minute.